The color of ruin. They tell you that heartbreak is like drowning, but they're wrong. Drowning is quiet. Drowning is a peaceful surrender to the deep. This wasn't drowning. This was being burned alive while everyone you know watches and comments on how bright the flames are. My name is Ilara. I am 22 years old, and 3 months ago, I destroyed the life of the man I loved. I didn't do it with a gun or a knife. I did it with a smile, a glass of champagne, and a hard drive. But before I tell you how it ended, you have to understand how it began. Because you cannot appreciate the ruin if you don't understand the beauty that masked the rot. I met Julian during my final year at the Design Academy. He was 27, an architectural visionary, or so his Instagram bio claimed. He was the kind of man who walked into a room and it instantly sucked all the oxygen out of it, leaving you breathless and grateful for the suffocation. He was charismatic, wealthy, and possessed a smile that felt like a secret whispered just for you. I was a scholarship kid, the quiet illustrator with paint under her fingernails and a desperate need to be seen. When he looked at me, really looked at me, I felt like a masterpiece waiting to be unveiled. For 6 months, we were the golden couple. We spent weekends at his family's estate in the Hamptons and weeknights drinking cheap wine on the fire escape of my tiny apartment, talking about how we were going to build an empire of aesthetics. He called me his muse. He told me that my sketches were the soul that his rigid structures lacked. I believed him. God, I believed him so much that I stopped signing my work when he asked to borrow my concepts for his pitches. "We're a team, Ilara," he'd say, kissing my forehead. "What's mine is yours." The betrayal didn't happen all at once. It wasn't a single dramatic moment like in the movies. It was a slow erosion. It was the canceled dates. It was the way he started hiding his phone screen. It was the way he stopped looking at me like I was art and started looking at me like I was furniture. Useful, present, but easily ignored. But the shattering point? That came on a Tuesday. I had come home early to surprise him. I walked into his penthouse, the key he gave me heavy in my hand, and heard laughter. Not just his, hers. Chloe, my best friend since kindergarten. The girl who held my hair back when I was sick, the girl who knew every insecurity Julian had exploited. They were in the kitchen. She was wearing his shirt. He was leaning against the counter, tracing the line of her jaw with the same finger he used to trace my lips.